Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. Good evening. How's everybody doing this evening? Let me go up here. Aw, Texas Brett, number one. Good evening, PG. Much love. And chat, much love. Much love to you, girl. Much love to you. Robin, how you doing tonight? Number two. Number two. Hi, PG and chat. How are you doing tonight, sweetie? Beth Ann, you number three. Okay, she says, hey, PG and chat. Much love. Much love to you, hun. Absolutely. And Pink came in number four. Hello, all from England. She's from England. Hello to you, sweetie. How you doing tonight? Our bucket list has holes. How you doing? She says, hello, a PG and everyone. Hello to you. Hello, hello, hello. Let me get on down through here. Oh, I appreciate that bucket list has holes. Um, family, family, family. Summer, 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 summer. Amen. Oh, Beth Ann, I love those purple hearts. God bless. Hey, Cat, I appreciate them purple hearts as well. Hell, PG and family. You forgot the hello. I'm sorry, but everything's striking me funny today. Everything's striking me funny. How you doing, CJ? Says hello, PG and all mod. Hello to all in the chat. Hello to you, hon. Hello to you. God bless. How you doing, Ronald? CJ, Cheryl, how are you tonight, my dear friends? Much love. Ronald's always a sweetheart, right? Always a sweetheart. Anyway, um, was it was it just PG or did every? Hey, pet mom, how are you tonight, sweetie? How you doing? She says, evening, PG and everyone. Much love. Evening to you. Evening to you. I love them hearts. I love those hearts right there. Absolutely. Much, much love. She's got Quentin, blue hearts for Quentin, purple hearts for Summer, red hearts for all the rest of missing children we cover, right? God bless you. Covered the whole she covered the whole thing right there. God bless. Um, was it just me or did everybody get to see? No thanks last night. Donald popped up. Donald popped up last night, right? Yeah, he liked the groundhog, right? Pop right up on the panel over there. And no thanks says, hmm, I heard there's some story going around. Something about an angel, something about angel story. And Donald says, I don't want to talk about it, right? Oh well, I mean, if it's not true or no, it's true. Oh, but I don't want to talk about it, right? People's already took that. He says. He says people done got a hold of that, made some stuff about it. He totally and utterly avoided speaking about it, right? Totally and utterly avoided speaking upon that subject. Yeah, Donald played dodgeball on that one. He played dodgeball on the old angel story, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. He didn't care to talk about a lot of things. He didn't care to talk about a lot of things. Um, I'm going to cover some of the things with Donald tonight. But I know Don and Candace got their eyeballs plastered, right? They got their eyeballs plastered. Especially you, Don, right? Donald's always got his eyeballs plastered. Even when they're talking on their phones, they got other devices up with people on them so they can still listen in, hear, see, right? Yeah, they got caught busted in the background with all that. Right? They're busted on that one. But, Donald, I got to ask you and Candace a question. I have a question. I got some questions about that angel story, right? But Don ain't willing to answer none of those questions about that angel story. That shows guilt. That shows guilt. Man, if you're running from it, there must be some real truth to it, right? Must be some real truth if he's running. I'm going to make it make sense. I'm going to make it all make sense tonight. But I have other questions too, right? We all have questions. Every one of us have questions out here. No. Yeah. Only thing Wisconsin Mama's really spreading is some freaking bad breath all over hell and back, right? That bitch is a dragon breathing fire, right? She got a lot of hate. But, that hate belongs to her. That's all hers. Thank God, right? Let's thank God. The hate belongs to her. But, hey, Pet Mom, new member. Yes. God bless. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate you supporting Summer's channel. God bless. Amen. Summer Moon, Utah Wells. I appreciate that. Tammy. I appreciate it. Bucket List has holes. She's keeping the family going in here, and that's what we are. One big family. Summer's family. Summer's army over here. We're all about Summer. Amen. Nothing more, nothing less. Amen. Exactly. Summer's channel. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Amen. I appreciate that, Deputy Pet Mom. We appreciate you. Absolutely. God bless. I appreciate all my children. Right? I appreciate all my children over here. I got a lot of kids. I'm going to get a lot of Mommy Day cards this year. Everybody going to be wishing me happy Mother's Day over on Summer's Facebook. It's going to be beautiful. Just beautiful. Oh, that's so sweet. She says she appreciates us. God bless. And that's how it should be, right? Two-way street. There you go. It's a two-way street out there. You give and get. That's what God meant it to be. Mama PG. Yeah. I'm Big Mama now. Right? I'm Big Mama. Oh, I like it when you call me Big Mama. Right? And crack me up. God bless. Anyway. Yeah. But Don, Candace, I've got a question. Y'all talk about how you want to keep Summer's face out here. Well, we don't mind people keeping Summer's pictures out there, her face out here, right? Well, hmm, hmm, hmm. Um, man, Donald, I'm about to show everybody how shameful you and your wife are. Right? I'm about to show everybody how shameful, damn shameful you guys are. Hey, our bucket list has holes. I so appreciate that. Purple hearts, prayers for little Summer. God bless. Keep those prayers going up because I know God is answering. I tell you that now. He's answering. And yes, we are Summer strong. We are Summer strong. What about BK getting locked up, PG? I was wondering, man, if we should leave our boy in jail or not, right? Our homie. I was wondering if we should leave our homie in jail. I don't know Benny's cash app. I don't know his cash app. If I did, I'd probably help him out, right? I'd probably try to help him out. I hate to see anybody in jail, right? Anybody. Well, not anybody, but I mean, I think Benny got in trouble because, you know, he loves his son, and his lady, you know, the little boy's mom's fighting, and I guess she wasn't letting Benny pick him up and see him, and you know, that ain't really none of our business. You know what's going on between them. That ain't really none of our business. But as parents, as parents out here, um, I didn't see the video he did. I just heard that he was, crying about not being able to see his son, and he used some slang words. But that's how people like Benny talk, right? That's how, if you come from a rough area, you understand how people talk. And it's not that they mean anything by it. It's just slang language is what they do. That's how they talk. I mean, he wasn't talking about actually doing anything to anybody. He was just saying that, the argument and the stuff with his son's mother was getting heated up. That's what he was saying. But he said it in a way that, you know, a way that law enforcement don't like, and a way that can be twisted. It can be easily twisted into something else. And, that's why Benny's got to learn that, you can't come out here. You can't come out here using all that slang, even though it don't mean nothing. It can be twisted up. This ain't the hood, right? This ain't the hood out here. You ain't talking one on one or with your boys or whatever. You're out here talking where a whole lot of people's hearing it, and not good. Not good at all. So I don't know. you guys you guys are hilarious. Somebody said, I just hope Benny don't drop the soap. That is hilarious. It cracks me up. No, I really do feel sorry for him. I don't know. I don't know, Sandra. I mean, like I said, I didn't get to see the video that he done. I don't know. All I got is, just what people sent me. Just all I've got is bits and pieces, right? I didn't go and take the time to actually, I didn't go researching all of that because I'm too busy. I'm too busy. This channel's about Summer. It's not about Benny. And I don't go researching other creators, you know, I don't go do that. So I don't know. I mean, I'm only hearing bits and pieces of the story. And I just explained to you, you know, from my understanding what it was that got him put where he's at. But I don't know. It could have been something worse. You know, I have no idea. I mean, if I watched a video, um, if I took the time out to watch the video, I might think to myself, oh hell yeah, he deserves to be right where he's at. I mean, you guys know more about it than me. You tell me. You know, you tell me if he deserves to be in jail or not, because I don't know. I don't know. I hear people say, um, I hear people say, I hear people say, PG, you know, I think all dads should be able to see their children. I think dads should be allowed to be in their children's lives, right? Then when the dad's fighting and trying to be in a child's life, it's, all he needs to be put in jail. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of confused, right? I'm confused. I don't know. I have no idea. But like I said, Benny's business ain't my business. I just heard that he used some slang language that, got twisted up to mean more than what it did. And he ended up in jail. I don't know. I have no idea. Um, I don't know. A lot of people don't like Benny. You know, I can't say I'm a fan of the man's, but you know, I can't say I'm a fan of Benny Keys, no. But I do pray for him. I pray for everybody. I wish everybody could get righteous, right? I wish everybody could get on the right path, do the right thing, and be the right person, the people they need to be, so everyone else can live safe and happy and free in this life. Hey, how are you doing? How you doing, Tracy? I don't know. She says I like him. He's funny, but and that butt gets people, right? Watch out for the butt, right? When somebody says something, they say butt. It's like, whoa. Okay, here it comes. Um, that. Hello, everyone coming in, and thank you for joining us. Amen. Amen. Um, how you doing tonight, second to none? Good evening, PG and chat. Good evening to you. Good evening to you. Yeah, he was definitely talking gang slang, right? That's what he was doing. He was talking gang slang. I think he would grow out of that by now, but you know, Benny. Benny's like he's a Peter Pan kid, right? He ain't ever going to grow up. Lisa, Don's staring clear of the angel story, big red flag, right? He didn't care to talk about it. He didn't want to talk about it. Matter of fact, he dodged it like he was playing dodgeball out there, right? It was all bad. All bad. Definitely all bad. Um, but yeah, he dodged it. And Yeah, exactly, girl. I seen that. But Donald, Candace, now that I got your eyes and your ears and your full attention here, um, saying what's up. Well, I'm gonna tell you what's up. I got questions. You want your daughter's pictures out here. You want your find your daughter. You talk all this good shit when you come out here and you come up on people's panels. Well, what do we tell me? What do we do? Tell me what do I do? Buddy, that's your daughter. Nobody should be telling you what you have to do to find her. You should just have the common sense enough to know if she was really missing, which I, have to agree with. I have to agree with law enforcement. No signs of abduction whatsoever. No signs of an abduction. None. And hey, Lisa, I'm bringing you up, hon. You could, if you want to close camera, you can. If you want to leave it open, you can.
Okay.
How you doing, girl?
If you want to close camera, you can. All
You
right.
did you get out of StreamYard? Or not out of StreamYard, but
No,
you.
I'm still in StreamYard.
Okay, okay. I meant
Yeah,
YouTube.
I'm up on panel now.
Amen. Absolutely.
I got up out of chat, but I can still see the chat.
Amen. Um. Anyway, Donald, Candace, I want to ask you. You say you want your daughter's pictures out here. You want us to tell you what you could do to find your daughter. Well, I'm going to tell you what you could do. I'm going to tell you, and I have a question why you're not. I want to say, why are you not doing this? I'm about to show you all something. Let me get this down. Amen. Bring Summer Moon Utah Wells home. Please. Please bring Summer Moon Utah Wells home. Amen. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think we know who could get that done if they wanted to. Um, Don, Candace, let me ask you a question. Why, Candace, do you have a dog as your icon? Why do you have this dog? You got a missing daughter, but you have this dog. You took the time to put this dog in that avatar, to center it just perfect and everything. A freaking dog, and you have a missing daughter that needs to be found. You're popping up on all kinds of people's different YouTube channels, and Candace, they're not seeing your missing daughter. They're not seeing Summer Moon Utah Wells, your missing daughter that needs to be found, when they're staring at your um icon right there, your little avatar. Now, are they? No. What they're staring at is your freaking dog, right? Your dog. Are you serious? Are you effing serious? I want to find my daughter. My daughter means so much to me. Hold on. I'm breathing. I'm breathing. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. If Daisy and them over there want to believe this stuff, go for it. Go for it. Right? Eat that shit up over there, but nobody's eating it up over here. Right? You got a dog instead of your daughter. You go up on all of these panels and people need to see your daughter who's missing, but instead they're looking at your dog. You care more about your dog than you do your daughter, and this right here proves it. Don Wells, you're no better. What are you showing? Some old shed, a fucking shed, instead of your daughter, right? This is what you guys have right here. Boom, boom, right? Oh, we're trying to find Summer. We miss her. I love her with my whole heart. Don't look like it to me. Don't look like it to me. Right? Right? They want to cry. I mean, Yeah. Yeah. Daisy is like, feed me more, Candace. Right? Feed me more. In the same way with Don, too. Oh, what's wrong, Donald? What's wrong? I'll go at a bone to pick with you. Well, what's wrong, Donald? What's wrong? Don't. Oh, how? I hope I didn't upset you because I need you on my panel. Right? I need you.
Yeah.
I need you, honey. Get those click, likes, and views. I understand them over there not calling out, not calling out things like this. I mean, damn. Let me give you a preview of Daisy's show over there. Right here. Right? This is what you see. This is what you see over there. Right? I mean, these people are wearing helmets.
Hey, that's Sherry on wearing a helmet in the basement the other day.
Spot the difference, right? Do you spot the difference? What the really? That's what I'm talking about. I mean, I'm not going to expect a lot out of people that wear, over there wearing helmets.
Now, PG, let me ask you a question. Why does Sherry wear a helmet?
I don't know. Every time the wind blows, she puts one on. What the hell? I mean, what do you expect out of people that do that? Unbelievable, right? Unbelievable.
Right?
But Don and Candace, I'm going to show you what your avatars should look like, right? Your icons. I'm going to show you what they should look like. Right here. Candace, this is what your icon should look like,
Come here,
right?
Allie,
You should be centering. You should be centering your beautiful daughter that needs to be found. When you go on panels, this is what people should be seeing. They should be seeing your daughter that needs to be found. But you know what? As I said, I agree with Ronnie Lawson. No signs of an abduction, right? I agree with Prune Pruitt, right? The one handling Summer's case right now. Pruitt. I agree with him. We did the other search when the foliage was all gone, because if there was anything there, we would have found it. And so wandering off is pretty much off the table too, right? We would have found it. We found, skeleton bones and everything out there. But they belong to animals. So, there you go. There you go. So, with that being said, they pretty much, Don and Candace was right? She didn't wander off. And what does that leave us? Foul play. Foul play, right, Don? Right, Candace? That's why you guys don't have your daughters. Why put your daughter's picture out here when you already know, she don't need to be found? When you already know she don't need to be found. Wherever she is, I'm sure you guys, in my opinion, you could lead us right to her. That's my opinion. And I'm allowed to have that. I'm allowed to have that. Right? I am absolutely allowed to have my opinion. And I have that opinion. Why? Why do I have it? Because that's the opinion they have gave me from day one. Playing their games, not hanging up flyers, not wanting the billboards, trying to destroy Summer's reward fund, not wanting to talk about her, blocking people that want to talk about her, timing out people that, bam, Daisy went a step past Benny Keys and gave her a wrench so she could block people herself, right? There you go. Talk about catering to people. Daisy actually gave this lady a wrench to be against Candace. And if she gives Candace a wrench to be against Summer, then how much more is she against Summer? I wouldn't give Candace a fucking wrench. I ain't no way in hell I'd give Candace a wrench. Candace comes over here. Candace is going to ask, she's going to answer the hard questions that people are asking in the chat. And if she can't handle what people are asking, get the hell out of here. Right? See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. There you go. There you go. Get gone. Get gone. I'm going to tell you something. I ain't got time for this. We're supposed to be a true crime community. We're supposed to be for the victims, right? Not the criminals and suspects. That shit ain't happening. But this is the way Candace's avatar should look, right? This is the way Dom Wells' avatar should look. If they were truly had a missing daughter and was wanting her found, that's the way they would look, right? This is the way they would look. But no, I'm sorry to say, this is the way they do look. Right here, right? We got, let me show you, folks. We got this instead of that. Right? We got this instead of this. There you go. You tell me about these parents. You tell me about them. That's what I want. Tell me. You tell me. I know what avatar I would have, right?
Yeah, screensaver of your daughter.
I know what avatar I would hope that all of Summer's supporters had, right? I mean, someone with a missing child, they're going to be out here really missing. They're going to be out here pushing, not only having their icons as their daughter, but they're going to be pushing that everyone else, please have the same, right? Please have the same icons. That's what they're going to do. But no, they have no icons of their daughter, and they're actually got a wrench blocking people that come in the chat. I know one lady went in and asked something to the tune of, something to the tune of, was Summer happy June the 15th? Earlier that day, was Summer happy? Anyway, she asked just a normal question, about the day. And he got blocked. She was blocked immediately. And this is what I hear is going on over there. I hear if you even mention Summer's name, if you just go in there and put, oh yeah, and another person went in and put Summer's name and some purple hearts, blocked. They got blocked too. They were gone out of there. So, you better not mention Summer any way, form, or how over there, right? So, I can't get behind that. I cannot get behind that trash. Nope. But anyway.
Yeah, but when she blocks them over there, they come over here.
I don't blame them.
I don't blame them neither. It's better over here than it is over there.
This is Summer's army. I mean,
that's right.
People, the people in Daisy's chat love Summer too. They love Summer too. They're there to try to hear. They're there to try to hear Candace speak of her daughter, maybe to hear something about Summer. And all they're hearing is a bunch of BS, and then they mention Summer, they get blocked or timed out. Of course they're going to leave. I mean, they're not there for Candace. They're there supporting Summer. Everybody loves Summer. They don't give a fuck about Candace. They're only there because, they want some information about Summer. And she ain't willing to give it. That's just how it is, right? That's just how it is. So, I don't know. They are definitely. I'm going to tell you something. I'd hate for the end of the world. I'd hate for the end of the world to come because, you know, the Lord comes back. If the rapture was tomorrow, the next day Daisy would be on there telling you all, hey, everybody, it ain't so bad to take that number 666. It'll allow you to buy and sell stuff. You got to take the number. I mean, we got to be able to live. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? That's what she'd be telling you. She'd be telling you ain't nothing wrong with that number. As long as the devil's giving her a few bucks in her chat, that's what she'd be feeding you. Absolutely. Man, it just is what it is, right? It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Insane. Yeah. She would be supporting that shit. You know. Get your head cut off. What you want to do that for? Right? What you want to do that for? Also, I can spend eternity with God. No, probably should take that number. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't get my head cut off. We know you probably wouldn't, you know. But you know what? If we got left behind, we'd be the first in line for it, right? Bring it on. Bring it on. Yeah, I don't plan on taking that number.
Oh no. Mm-mm.
You know, if I get left behind, I only got one thing to say: feet don't fail me now. Right?
Right?
Feet don't fail me now.
It's gonna be horrible. It ain't gonna be nothing that people think it's gonna be. It's gonna be really bad.
Right.
So you'll need to get right with God while you can.
Amen. Amen, girl. You know, it's a lot easier to get right with God right now. Have your house in order and be ready.
That's right.
You know, than it would be to get left behind. Because then, you know, then you just have to, you know, get your head whacked off. And hell, why you want to do that when you could have been ready and gone?
Could have been caught up in the rapture
Amen.
already.
But you know, we should learn something from the lady. You know, we should learn something from the two women waiting outside, you know, on Easter Day, waiting outside of Jesus's tomb, right? We should learn something from them. They believed. They believed. And they, you know, they were there when he came out. They were right there when he came out. Right? They were there.
Yep.
They were waiting. And you know, that's what we need to be doing. We need to wait. We need to get righteous and wait. That's just what, you know, that's how it's supposed to be. You only got one real purpose in this life. It ain't to have a big house, a new car, and fancy clothes. It ain't to, you know, marry a rich man. Right? It's not about, you know, getting your nails done, your hair done, and, you know, the finest makeup or surgeons for plastic surgery. No, it ain't about none of that. It ain't about who's looking at who and who ain't getting looked at. None of that. What this life is about is not keeping up with the Jones. It's keeping up with yourself. This life is about keeping up with you. And I'm not talking about, you know, I'm not talking about your hair and your nails and everything. I'm talking about keeping up with yourself spiritually. There's only one thing that this life is about gaining, and that's a forever life when it's over. That's all
true.
that life is about. That is the main goal right there. That's the main goal. And you know why people, if it costs money to get into heaven, if you could buy your way into heaven, people would work like hell to get there. But you know what?
Remember?
Because it's free, because it's free, nobody's working to get there, right? Nobody's working to get
Hmm.
there because it don't cost nothing. But if it costs money, I mean, people work every day to get a car. They work every day to get a home. They work every day to get all these things. But the reason they're not working to get into heaven is because it don't cost. It don't cost nothing.
PG, remember when they were trying to build the stairwell up into heaven and God destroyed that stairwell?
Yeah, and that's how all the languages got.
Got
Um,
divided. Yes, ma'am.
everybody, the different languages got created. When they hit the
Yes,
ground,
ma'am.
they no longer could understand one another. So basically, what happened was the ones that could understand each other um, all went in different directions, right? They all went in different directions. So that's what they did. Absolutely. But
I know I'm noisy over here.
yeah. But anyway, I got somebody down in the behind the panel, and Johnny Ketch, and I don't think I want to get caught up in nothing there. Um,
Who?
somebody named Johnny Ketch. Hey, Johnny, can you hear me?
Hear you.
Hello, hello. Yeah, I thought so. That's why I had you covered up, buddy. All you did is catch and playing with yourself in the back chat. You're
Oh
funny.
Lord.
Tried to they tried to porn bomb me. Oh shoot! Johnny had his picker in his hand.
You know, dude, that's so immature to do that on YouTube, trying
he,
to
had,
come up on somebody's panel.
he had his
You are
picker.
so freaking disgusting.
Oh,
You
Mister.
need to go to a porn show if you want to do something like that. This isn't a porn show. It's a missing
Lisa,
child.
Lisa,
You
Lisa,
must be a sex offender or something.
Lisa. You can't
Yeah.
say that stuff up here.
Oh,
You
oops.
can't say that stuff up here, man. You gotta calm down, right? Just because Johnny comes running with his picker in his hand don't mean it just. I mean, I found
Well,
it to be.
PG, that's disrespectful.
He had the tweezers. He had the tweezers, right? Girl, you
This
can't
is
let
a
this shit
missing
bother you.
child, though. PG, I know YouTube has rules, but for somebody to come up there like that, doing
Yeah,
that kind of stuff,
but you
and
can't.
he must be a
You can't
one
call
of those
people everything. You say gotta say SAer.
essayer, okay? He
You
must be one of those.
you can't, girl. You gotta be careful. You don't. I mean, what you don't understand is, you know, I'll talk to you behind the scenes, but you gotta, you just gotta be cool with stuff like
Right,
that. Laugh it off and move on. Laugh it off and move on. Right?
right.
That's most you can do right there. Yeah, devil always pops up, right? What I couldn't understand
Yeah.
though, I couldn't understand though was, um, that was some, um, he's got tweezers. He's got tweezers. I promise you, I took pictures. I'll send these out to everybody. I took pictures. I'm going to send that out to everybody. Well, I don't know whose that is, but we'll find out. Right? You got a pair of tweezers trying
That kind of looked like a weird looking guy up there. You know, I'm sorry, but that dude didn't have any looks at all.
Here comes Johnny with sticker in his hand. He's one ball. The rodeo. The one ball man.
Yeah, don't they kick him off of YouTube for showing like inappropriate stuff like that?
He's not a one band man. He's a one ball man. Oh my gosh. Anyway,
Sorry, PG.
that was
I
hilarious.
just couldn't help myself, but that was inappropriate.
What's been seen can't be unseen. I know. I keep trying to put my eyes out. I'm trying to put my eyes out. That thing wasn't big enough to poke your eye out. Right? What I want to ask that person is when you going to reach your manhood? That was disgusting. Dude.
Oh, I have to tell you behind the scenes about this guy named Ouija. Okay.
Hey, girl, I'm going to tell you what. I seriously don't. I got bigger balls than that guy. And I'm a kid. So. That is hilarious. Anyway, no, it was like discrimination as well because he had a picture of, you guys seen, and
Yeah.
and the picker was, like white as snow. You could tell that was no sun, right? That picker had it didn't even have a tan. That
So
sucker
you
was
should have
like,
never let him on panel.
it was white as a sheet of paper. I'm like, damn, he needs to put a sun lamp on that thing or something. I mean, if I had to say, something ain't right there. He stuck that sucker somewhere that it just turned white. Unnatural. Wherever he stuck it, ate all the pigments in the skin away. Yeah, get your old ashy looking picker out of here.
It wasn't shriveled up. It was shriveled up.
There wasn't nothing there to shrivel up. I mean, it was, put your baby's finger up. Probably.
Oh God!
It's like, whoa, come on. If they say turn me on and turn me loose, that was turn me loose. Right?
All right.
That was like turn me loose. I got to go. Right? Fancy.
Let me at it.
Oh, shit. That is hilarious. Molly, we appreciate the super sticker on. I appreciate the support for Summer's Camp. That is hilarious. I can turn it in. It can be traded back to the sender. That's funny stuff. Anyway.
Return to sender.
That was like address unknown. No shit, I got it. Man, I got to turn my mind off, right?
Pidgey, don't let your mind go in that direction.
I returned to sender. I could have said a lot more on a song like that, but I'm better off keep my mouth shut right now. I'm trying to stay on the right road, girl.
His nickname is Ouija.
I was thinking more like pebbles.
Pebbles.
No picture, very little balls. Yeah, scrubby stubby. Scrubby stubby. Oh, scrubby stubby right there. Oh shit. Anyway, it's hard to get back to normal after this. But anyhow, you gotta do it, girl. Anyway, we're gonna talk about that jumping in the water too long. I did. Wee man, good one. Say Mike says, "Oh my God, I'm crying." He's trying to show his jiggly, right? Jiggly. I got a picture right when he got the tweezers trying to get on it. Dude, you don't even know. That thing's going to be all over Facebook by the time the night's over. I'd be sending it to everybody. If you want to see it, hit me up. I'll put it in your I'll send you a picture of it.
Hey, PG, that was microscopic, okay?
That was nasty.
Yeah, and microscopic.
Yeah.
Non-existent.
You know, last night, Don was over on Doug. He was at Doug's, and he didn't want to talk about the angel, right? He didn't want to
Right.
talk about the angel. He was avoiding it at all costs. At all costs. Donald, we know that you got your I think he might have a little more than his eyeballs glued to this tonight, right? I think he has something else out here glued to it as well. Right? I think 10-1 that was Don Wells pecker in his hand and the tweezers. He had the pecker in the right and the tweezers in the left. I was like, what the hell's going on with that?
Is he trying to be impressive, PG? He was just trying to impress you.
That wasn't impressive. That was nasty.
It was nasty.
That was right down nasty.
I question his existence and very sanity for that.
could have
Why?
it could have belonged to
Why?
it could have belonged to Grandis. That's true. That's true. It could have belonged to Grandis, hide your dog. Yeah. Yeah. Here comes Johnny with the pecker in his hand. He's a one ball man. He's off to the rodeo. Right? Anyway, yeah, he was dodging. He was dodging talking about this angel on Doug. I mean, he wasn't having it. He absolutely wasn't going to have it. And my baloney has the first name. That is hilarious.
That wasn't me, PG. That I did not make that noise.
BOLOGNA. Right? My baloney has a second name. Oh, shit. Okay. That is some funny stuff. Yeah. He was pulling out Thumpkin tonight. Right? He was pulling out old Thumpkin. Donald tries to pull out every trick. That was the funniest I've seen so far. That's the funniest dancer.
Maybe hook up on Doug's channel doing that too. Doug will really flip out then.
All I can say, if that picker went to if that pricker went to prison, I could see why it was giving instead of giving. Right?
Maybe that's why they had to keep him in solitary the whole time he was in jail.
that was all taking, no give. Funny shit.
Now tell us about the angel, PG.
Once I quit laughing, I will. I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, I got calmed down, man. I know. You know what? You ever hit that sticker when you know you're gonna be in trouble? With God. I think we hit that second, everybody. We all be in trouble. All right. They said stop directing her, Lisa.
I'll try.
They ain't done hearing about that one band man.
Explains why Candace turned into a woman.
Oh shit. God.
Grandis looks like a he, she.
I think it's EG. I promise I seen a mustache on her one time. I was like, whoa, what the hell's that? All right.
Who's
Yeah.
D Hicks?
They zoomed in on Grandis' face. I was like, whoa. I had to back it up. Damn. That ugly. Scared me.
I hear Miracle Grows does wonders.
Funny girl. That's a good one. Bear with me, everybody. I'm trying to pull my shit together and can't. It's like, damn.
At Lisa, she has Summer's Army.
Girl,
That's right, Arctic.
I knew I should have got myself a fatty sack. All right.
Hey, PG, I got caught in chat a little while ago, by the way.
Yeah.
So I had to stay out of chat.
You're like, I'm up on panel now.
I was on panel and in chat.
Lisa's multitasking. Multitasking tonight.
That's right.
And I'm gonna tell you something. I was surprised. I wasn't. I was surprised when I saw the picture, and then it's like, dude, that just ain't matching the picture, right?
Oh my God. Andrew H was in here. Who's Andrew H?
Oh, that's
Oh, Hunter's dad.
yeah, that's Hunter's daddy.
We'll pull him up here.
Andrew's always welcome on our panel. I like Andrew. I ain't got nothing against Andrew. unless that was him. Then Andrew would be upset. But yeah, Don's trying to steer clear of this right here. This right here, he did not want to talk about last night on Doug's. Did not want to talk about it. Right? Donald, here's what I want to know. Why do you not want to talk about it? What's the problem, man? What's the problem? I don't know. Yeah, there was a lot of people seeing last night. There's a lot of people over there seeing it. And no, he did not want to talk about the angel at all. Because why? He knew he messed up when he came out and said it, right? He knew he messed up. And then he stayed off of YouTube for a long, long time after he knew he screwed up. Now
he was watching.
Now he's back out here, right? Well, if it's a true story, why do you have a problem talking about it on Doug's? I mean, if it really happened, it's true. I wouldn't have a problem talking about it. I'd say, hey, this is what it was, and they're trying to take it all out of text and content and everything else. And hey, it is what it is. I'm not ashamed of it. This is what, I'm not lying. Hey, I would have followed through. I wouldn't have did what he done. What he did, big red flag, right? Big red flag. So Donna, we're going to hear you again. We're going to listen to why you didn't want to talk to Doug about it, right? This is why you didn't want to talk to Doug about it. Because this is you talking about it the first time and fucking up, right?
I already knew, and I already knew that she was put into a car and taken from here.
Yeah.
I knew that from day one. I knew that from the second that it happened, but trying to explain that to the police is like trying to talk to a brick wall.
I remember you told me that you had the weird feeling. You want to explain to like the people listening about that weird feeling you had beforehand?
It's not a weird feeling. It's when the angel tells you that something is going to happen to your kid or your daughter, which is what happened to me. And I couldn't explain it, and I didn't understand at the time. But I knew 4 to 5 months prior that something was going to happen this summer because an angel told me, and not with words. But you can take it for what you want. You can say that if you want to, y'all can just say that I'm crazy, or you can all can say that I'm just making up a story.
No, I don't
You
think
can
it's crazy at
no,
all.
not you, Dolly. I'm just saying your audience
Yeah.
can say whatever they want about me. But not you, sir. But 4 to 5 months prior, something told me that something was going to be happening this summer. And I knew something was going to happen. And I asked Candace to please keep a sharp eye on her because something was going to happen. And then that picture that y'all might see on the internet or whatever, where I was holding her when she was sleeping. And I knew something told me at that moment that the time was short at hand, that something, whatever was going to happen, it was going to happen soon. And this is probably a week or two prior to her disappearance. And I was crying, and I knew that, and I said, Lord God, please. She was asleep in my arms, and I was like, Summer, I love you. I love you so much. And I just can't believe it. But I knew the time was short. So the day that she disappeared, and then when I come home from work and I drove to the bottom property and I see my neighbors and my boys searching for her, I knew at that instance that what had been
There you go. There you go. He said what had been tended means pre-planned, right? Pre-planned. He should have said what was told to me. What was told to me. I knew at that point by the angel, what was told to me by this angel, had come to life, right? Had became real. Tended? No. Tended means you already knew for a fact it was going to happen, right? There was no stopping it. Tended is a pre-planned or premeditated, exactly. Premeditated act. It's pre-planned. The angel was a warning, not a plan, a warning, right? It was just a warning. So what he was warned about had happened, but he didn't say that. He said what was tended, that's pre-planned. There was nothing pre-planned, right? The angel didn't plan anything. The angel was just, but he didn't ever mention the second angel. He just mentioned the first angel that, for when he first started YouTubing it with Cher and Benny and everyone. I heard the angel story about, 5-6 months before Summer went missing, this angel supposedly, he had either a dream and that's another thing I like to know. Was it a dream or were you wide awake when this happened? I mean, he don't want to tell us, he don't want to give us no details, right? I mean, if it indeed happened, Donald, why do you not want to talk about it? I want to talk about it. I want to know, was you freaking sleeping when you saw the angel and it was in a dream, or was you wide awake when you saw this angel and that talked to you? Did you even see an angel? Was it just a voice coming out of nowhere? I mean, I just like to know. I mean, was you high? I mean, where did it happen at? Was you at home? Was you at work? Where was you when it happened? I mean, there's questions upon this. And he don't want to answer them. Well, if indeed what he's saying is truth, then he should have no problem talking about it. He should have no problems answering these questions. I mean, you know, I've had dreams, right? I think a lot of us have had dreams that were warnings, right? We've all had dreams that were warnings. All of us have had these dreams that were warnings. And, I know I did. And, you can stop it or you can not stop it, right? You can stop it or not stop it. I mean, this is true. It's true. I mean, I didn't ever get a second warning. I just got a first one. Now he says he got 2 warnings. He got 2, but he didn't bring out the second one till after he got out of jail. I mean, from the beginning of him coming to YouTube, the beginning of Summer Missing, he said it was 5 or 6 months before. Now, after he got out of jail and he got back out here on YouTube, he says, this angel visited him a second time, like a week and a half before Summer went missing. And in this picture, he says he's crying because the angel warned him again, right? And he knew.
You mean the demons warned him?
And he knew that the time was even closer. Well, I think the time would be even closer to be keeping a super good eye on your child, right? I mean, no, you don't let her out of your sight at all, anytime, for even a second. So, if you're being warned, then an angel ain't going to warn you if you're not able to stop it. The angel's warning you so that you can stop whatever's going to happen, right? That you keep a better eye on the person you're being warned about. Now, so he's crying. That don't make sense. It don't make no sense. Because if an angel warns me, I'm not going to be crying like that. I'm not going to be crying like that. I'm going to be taking heed, right? I'm going to be taking heed that I appreciate you warning me. And this child's going to, be 100% protected 24/7. I'm not taking my eyes off of her. I'm not going to let anyone else. I mean, if I got to take her to work with me and keep an eye on her, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be diligently calling. Are you keeping an eye on this child? I want you to, where is the child right now, right? I'm going to call back in an hour and you better still have those eyeballs on that child. No, the child ain't going to go back over with the brothers. It's going to stay with you wherever you are. That child's to be Candace. Right? No, this right here, this crying. Now, if I pre-planned something and I was a snake to that kid and I knew what I'd done to it, that I planned something sinister, I might be crying. I might be crying. That is something I don't want to do, but I felt that I needed to do or had to do or was going to do, knowing it wasn't right. Sure, you'd probably be crying. And you know, this aligns with what Dudley said. Dudley said he was looking like he had lost his best friend the same time that this picture's taken, a week and a half before Summer came up missing. I'm telling you. And who was at home? Who was at home to carry out what was done that day? Candace and Grandis, right? And that's why Candace ain't leaving Donald. Donald ain't leaving Candace, right? That's why Candace was able to try to put Donald in jail to be with Benny. That's why Candace was able to, you know, if she wanted to, run around with Ernie Shell, who Donald totally hates. He hates the fuck out of Ernie Shell. But Candace was able to run around with Ernie if she wants to. Why? Because it was a team effort. What happened, you know, in my opinion, what happened to Summer was a team effort. And that ain't my opinion. This is what Don Wells is saying. He's saying what was tended had been, you know, had been carried out June the 15th. When he got there, he knew it had been carried out. Well, who was it carried out by? Candace and Grandis, right? Especially Candace. Especially Candace. She went in the house. Boys, where's your sister? Oh, Summer. Down the basement. She didn't even know if the door was open or shut. Because she didn't check it. Sorry, y'all. What do you think about that, Lisa? Is Lisa still with me?
Yeah.
What do you think about Candace not knowing if the basement door was open or closed?
I think she's full of shit.
She didn't know because she didn't check it. She didn't check that basement door because she already knew.
She left it unlocked and tried to say that it was locked.
I don't think that it was for one, I don't think Summer ever went down there.
I don't either.
I personally believe that, you know, Summer may have not even have been put back in the house with the boys. And if she was, she went right back out the same door she went in because she was called back out there. Them boys were busy. Candace knew it. You know, even Jody Sue said that the boys were telling her a different story than they told police. Donald was making sure that he kept a close eye on the older boy, right? They split them up because the older boy was constantly on the younger boys to not talk. Maybe even bullying them and warning them if they did talk, right? Putting a little fear in them. The way Daddy told him to do.
They could have done that to Hunter too.
And I'm going to tell you, whatever happened was tended, mean pre-planned, and June the 15th, 2021, it was carried out. That's all I can say. That's, you know, and It's not what PG's saying. It's what Don Wells is saying. Don Wells is the one telling you all that it was tended and it was carried out. There's only two people up on that hill that could carry it out. Candace and Grandis. Right? Candace and Grandis. Right, Donald? Those was the people up there that could carry it out. But we're going to listen to it. Listen to you again. Say, what was it? What was it, Donald?
I knew at that instance that what was
tended. What was tended. And he didn't want to talk about this over Doug. He absolutely, positively did not want to talk about this. Right? Yeah. And personally, that's what TBI thinks too. TBI thinks about the same thing right there. That, something was tended. Something was pre-planned and carried out. Right, Donald? And then listen to Candace. Listen to Candace. Oh, before I get to Candace, I wanted to share something else with everyone. I got something else I want to share with you. When Donald was over on Doug's last night, Doug says, could she have been sold? This is what he told Donald. Could she have been sold? Donald says, no. You could offer us all the money in the world. I mean, we wouldn't sell our daughter. And Donald, I hate to tell you, but your answer showed nothing but pure guilt. Your answer showed nothing but pure guilt, because if, Doug asked you, what did you think happened? You said abduction. Someone had to come up there. Someone had to took her. Abduction, that's all you and Candace has been saying. Abduction. Right?
Yep.
Well, Donald, if if any of us had a missing child, any of us out here had a missing child, and a truly missing child that we had no idea what happened to it. For one, we couldn't tell searchers that it didn't wander off, because it could indeed done that. And it does need to be searched for. That needs to be ruled out. I mean, that's what you're really hoping like hell happened and they find it. So you're glad they're all searching to make sure. Now, if they can't find it, now abduction comes into your mind, or something, more tragic, that fell down in a hole in the yard somewhere that you didn't know was there. Now you're going to be looking around your property to see if there's any holes that the child could have fell in. You're going to be searching your house again to make sure it ain't hiding somewhere. You're going to look at every, you're still going to be looking, hoping that, maybe an accident around the property or something. Or the kid's just really hiding for some reason. But you always have to think of someone may have took it. Yes, someone may have took it. But my thing is if you got a missing child and you really think someone abducted it, took it away, and someone asked you a question like, do you think she was sold? Your answer wouldn't be, no, we wouldn't sell her for all the money in the world. Why, we wouldn't. You wouldn't immediately feel like you're the one being talked about. What you would say is, well, people abduct kids. Most of the time is for, self gains, self gratification, sick bastard. But sometimes they do sell them, right? You ain't going to put it on you. You're going to be putting it on whoever did this crime. But buddy, you put it right back on yourself. What the fuck? I was like, what? Oh, hell no. Right? I was like, oh, hell no. Nobody's even talking about you. I mean, Burnt, you answered that one wrong. Right? Big red flag. I mean, he must be feeling guilty. He must be feeling guilty to implicate himself into something that, you know, had no bearing or anything about him on it. Right? That was crazy. I mean, if somebody, if you felt your child was abducted,
I was talking to the cat.
if you felt your child was abducted, you wouldn't sit there and, you know, and someone says, well, you know, do you think she was sold or he was sold? You would say, you know, I don't know. I mean, when people abduct children, usually, you know, you would answer it the way I did because you had nothing to do with it. You know you had nothing to do with it. So that question wouldn't be pertaining to you at all. It would be pertaining to, you know, the person that you thought took it or what could have happened, right? Scenario. Who in the hell answers it like he did?
Candace said her Donnie is the crack fairy.
No. I'm going to tell you something. I don't care. I can say how someone should talk because we all have the right to say how someone should talk because we're all parents out here and we know how we would talk. We know how we would talk if the child was truly missing, right? We know how we would talk. And I don't give a damn how people's coming at you. You're always going to have haters. I don't give a damn how they're coming at you. You're going to fight like hell. You're going to fight like hell to get your story out there. You're going to fight like hell. And when someone asks you questions, you're not going to answer them like Don Wells did. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. Right there is pure bullshit. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear no damn excuses. None. You know, I think we've made too many already. Hey, CJ, I appreciate the support for Summer's channel. God bless, hon. God bless. But yeah, absolutely. You know,
Donald and Sissy said drug dealers don't want kids.
oh no, absolutely not. But sickos do. You're right. Dealers don't, but sickos do. And there's a lot of sickos around there, right? There's a lot of sickos around there. So, you know, it is what it is. People do. There are sick people that have money that do buy kids. You know? Yes, they do. There is something called, there's something called the dark web. And it's right in front of your face. It's right in front of your face. There is actually sites out here. You look at them, you see all these beautiful little kids clothing and stuff. What you don't understand is if you pick a dress and you pick a size on 6 or a 5, that's the age you want. The dress means a female. Yeah. And only certain people know how to bid on it. So, it is what it is. And it's right in front of your face, but it's hard for us to believe that because, we don't believe in things like this. We don't believe that, things like this could be going on right underneath our noses. No, we just don't want to believe it because we don't want to believe this type of evil is in our world. It's easier for us to turn a blind eye and act like it doesn't exist so we can go ahead and live our kosher little lives thinking everything's goody every day than to face the damn truth. But it's there. It's there and it's going on and it's happening. Right? It's happening. And you better face it, especially if you got children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. Because you will face it if you become the victim to it. But facing it now and understanding it, and understanding how close you need to watch your children, your grandchildren, and your great-grandchildren is crucial, right? If you educate yourself on it, it doesn't mean it won't happen, because it only takes a second for it to happen. But it'll make you more on guard to where if it was going to happen to you, it'll happen to somebody else because you've got too good of an eye on your child or grandchild or great grandchild. So, it is what it is. I mean, we think that only a handful of kids come up missing because we only cover a handful of the cases, right? We only cover like a handful of the cases out here. But for every one child we're covering, thousands of children are coming up missing. Right? Thousands. All over the world. Thousands are disappearing. There is a lot of people that wish their child would be in the spotlight the way Summer is. They do anything to get their child in the spotlight to be found. There's a lot of mothers wishing that they had, this panel to get their child out there and found. It, right, money talks. Money talks. And trafficking is getting to be a lot worse now than it's ever been. It's getting to be a lot worse now. I mean, it's dangerous to take your children to the mall. It's dangerous, to let your teenagers go to the mall. Because that's where that is like the main hub where the people are that take people. That's the places they like to hang close to schools. They like to hang close to malls. They like to hang close to anywhere that, movie theaters, anywhere that kids might be. You know? And you'd be surprised at how many parents do not keep an eye on their children. You would be surprised. I had to run out this evening. I ran out and I had to go pick some things up, and as on my way back to my home, I saw four or five small children. Most of them look to be under the age of, I guess I'd say 10 and under. 10 and under, definitely 12 and under, but 10 and under is what I would suspect. A few of them looked, to be toddlers. A few of them looked to be toddlers. And they were just running all over the place. Nobody keeping an eye on them. Nobody watching them. Anybody. I mean, they were at the hands of anybody that wanted to take the time to just stop and be gone. And I thought to myself, oh my God, that's insane, right? That's insane. There was no adult nowhere in sight. No adult whatsoever. It was crazy. And I mean, these kids were playing right at the roadside. Right at the roadside. All scattered around in different areas, but all of them right at a roadside. It was crazy. I mean, I won't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if I was to hear something, in the future. But I just think that, a lot of people don't realize, I don't think they realize, how quick things can happen. And it just takes that one sicko to get it done. It's just the way it is. And I was way more worried. I was way more worried about the child. I was way more worried about when I'm getting hit by a vehicle than I really was anything else. But, and then all of a sudden, true crime kicks in, right? Summer comes to mind, and you're like, oh my goodness. I mean, you're worried about hitting one of these kids when indeed one of them could just disappear any second if the wrong car comes down through there, right? And it's a pretty busy place. It's pretty busy. So, I mean, it was double jeopardy for these kids because, if they don't get hit, they could get abducted. That's crazy. Where in the hell's the parents to these children? I don't know. But if you talk to a mother, if you talk to a real mother that's lost her child, man, she tell you to hold your babies close. Don't take your eyes off of them. She sure wish she didn't. That's what she be telling you. Right? That's what she be telling you. Might want to listen. Anyway, as I was saying, and we got a little bit off course.
I can tell.
Donald definitely answered that question wrong. I don't care what anybody says. You know, he answered that question wrong, just like Candace. Now, I'm going to play you a video. We've all heard it. We've all already heard it. But I'm going to play it again. And I'm going to play it because you're going to hear Candace. You're going to hear Candace say, if she would have found Summer, if she'd have went out in the woods, now let's remember that, you know, this is a true missing child, right? This is truly a missing child. Summer comes up missing. No one knows what happened to her. Nobody knows. Candace don't know. Donald don't know. Grandis don't know. Nobody knows where she went or what happened. Now she's 5 years old. She could have wandered off. This is why the searchers were searching out there. Now, at this time, we're not talking about an abduction. We were talking, you know, Candace was being talked to about going out in the woods and with the searchers to find Summer. They were talking about why why they don't want the parents to go out in the woods or whatever looking for the child, you know, because a bear could have got it, a snake, you know, a coyote, a pack of dogs. They don't want the parents seeing this. But listen to what Candace says when it's supposed to be nothing but, you know, wandering off. She immediately goes, you know, in a whole new area, just like Donald did. So let's listen to her.
I got people
texting me right now. Get off the live. Get off. No, because you know what? I'm not gonna get off this live because you know
exactly.
It's about Summer. It's not about all these freaking people fighting on YouTube. It's bullshit.
Right. See, this is Candace, y'all. This is the Candace I was telling y'all about.
And yeah, I might get in trouble with judge and the lawyer and all that for being online. But you know what? That's okay because you know what? I'm standing up for Summer and Summer only.
Amen.
No, she's not going to get in trouble with the judge. She's not going to get in trouble with anyone for being on YouTube, being out in public with flyers, hanging them up. You know, she ain't going to get in trouble knocking on doors saying, you know, here's a flyer. If you see or hear anything, please call TBI Find, right? Maybe put her own phone number on there so she can be called. I mean, you know, no. Did you ever hear Michael Vaughn's parents one time say, we can't talk about Michael because the judges don't want us to. The courts don't want us. Absolutely not. Candace and Donald also hiding behind the court system and the law and everything to keep from talking about their daughter. Right? They keep from talking about their daughter. Now, I can understand the boys, but not Summer. But they have used this shit over and over, and there's no truth to it. Quit doing it, Candace. You're just looking stupid. We all know that that's not truth. That is no truth to it. So stop saying it. You, parents of a missing child, by God, the law wants you to talk. The law wants you seeking. The law wants you looking. The law wants parents to be out here searching and trying to do all they can. Because you know what, Candace, that shows you truly got a missing child, okay? That's what it shows. That's what it shows, Candace. So, you know, you really need to just stop it. because all it does is piss us out here off. It's just pissing us off to hear you fucking lie and make excuses to why you can't talk about your daughter. You don't want to talk about your daughter because you don't want to slip up and get fucking caught in your dirty ass lies, your web of fucking lies you've been telling from day one. That's what it is. So just stop it.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna go on YouTube and tell the whole freaking story, what happened, and
No, I don't.
all that crap.
Of course not. Of course not. If you did that, it's all of our opinion that if you did that, your ass would be in prison. Right? Of course you fucking ain't. You've been hiding that shit from day one. You've been hiding that shit from day fucking one so you don't go to jail, right? Like law enforcement don't know it. What the hell? Come on. Man, I'm going to tell you something. We all know the truth. We already know it. Proving it and knowing it's two different things. But damn it, we know. Right? I'm tired of sitting back and, playing these games. I for one, am done. I mean, I don't need to look no further. For real. Going around the mulberry bush? No. That shit stopped. It stopped a long time ago.
The only people that matter that I told the truth to was law enforcement, TBI, and all that. That's all that matters.
Amen.
No, you didn't tell law enforcement. You didn't tell TBI. If you would have told them, they wouldn't have told the people out here, hey, if you want to find out anything or ask them something, do it about the timeline. Because even we can't get that out of them, right? Ask them about that 3-hour fucking timeline, Candace, that you and Donnie don't want to talk about.
Because
I don't have to prove myself to all these YouTubers.
You know what would happen if you told it? They'd take it and twist it and turn it.
Of course they would.
So I agree.
You know what? I got an ideal. Why don't you tell it and then see if we twist it and turn it? At least give us the opportunity, right? That's my ideal. And hey, I think it's brilliant.
They do anything I say.
Candace can't get out there in the woods and search for Summer because she don't want.
No, but she can get out in the woods. She could get out in the woods on a dark, rainy ass fucking night, right? She can get out in the woods on a dark, rainy ass night while Don's sitting in the truck. She could get out of the car and go into the woods on a dark, rainy ass night and be seen coming back out of them. Right? After Summer came up missing, actually about a week after. Summer came up missing on the 15th. They were seen coming out of that wooded area around the 21st. Right? After dark, raining, what the hell, 1.5 miles from their house. But they can do that. They can be out in the dark ass woods doing that.
Anything like that would not be good for her mental health. We've talked about that, right, Candace?
I mean, okay, let's say that I did go out there with law enforcement or whoever was out there searching. What if something happened out there? And she was.
Now let us remember before she says this. Let us remember this is a wandering off scenario. Nothing else. Just wandering off scenario. Meaning if she wandered off, it would have just been an accident. But listen to what Candace is turning it into.
Miraculously found. You know how many people would say, oh, Candace knew. Candace did it.
Right. That's exactly right.
Do you know do you know how hard it would be for me to if that's a true factor that she's out there somewhere? how hard it would be for me not to go scoop her up in my arms and give her a hug,
Hold up,
and
PG.
love on her.
Hold up.
Right.
What?
This lady's asking me a question about how is JSB a witness? Well, if she witnessed these people giving those kids pills to be a sedation pill, then she's a key witness. Yeah.
Jody Sue Brown can be a witness in many different factors, right? Jody Sue
Yes,
Brown
ma'am.
she can be a character witness upon the Wells because she lived across the road and knew them. So she could be, a witness upon their character. She could be a witness upon things she's seen, things that were going on, things that they've done. She could be a witness in many, many different aspects. That's true. And I'm sure she probably will be. But anyway, let's listen to what Candace says here about the wandering off scenario that would have been nothing but an accident.
And then that would wreck the crime scene.
Yep.
It wouldn't even have been a crime scene, Candace. It would not have been a crime scene. They were talking wandering off scenario, which would have been just your daughter wandered off and was found. It's not a crime scene. No crime scene to it. But you made it a crime scene. Out of your own conscience. Your own guilty conscience. You turned it into a crime scene. Just like Donald, out of his own guilty conscience. Right? Turned the question that was asked to him about selling Summer. He, out of his own guilty conscience, he implicated himself instead of indeed someone else. This is where you guys are fucking up. This is where law enforcement knows who did it, right? Damn, you guys are stupid. Unbelievably stupid. Wow. Damn. That's what I'm saying, man. These people that are criminal minded, this is how they get busted, right? This is how they get busted. Simple as hell. Ain't got no brains. Donald was asked by no thanks, Doug, if Summer could have been sold. Well, of course she could have. Of course. Whoever took her could have did it for that reason. Most of the time they don't. But they could have. That's how you're going to answer it if your child is truly missing and you don't know where it's at. You're not going to say, oh, well, I won't sell my kid. That's immediate guilt. That's immediate guilt. If you think someone else did it, then you're going to focus on that someone else, not yourself. That's what I'm saying. And like Candace, this scenario here wasn't even about anything criminal. It was just about, the searchers out in the woods and Summer possibly wandering off. It had nothing to do with anything else. And she turned it into a crime scene. Right? She turned it into a crime scene. it's hard for a lot of people to understand what's going on here. For one, you got to understand, you know, the law. You got to understand, you know, you got to understand humans. You got to understand you haven't had, you know, you have to be able to put your feet in other people's shoes. You have to say, you know, okay, if my child or grandchild or great grandchild was gone, really disappeared. I was there at the time they disappeared. And I know for a fact they really disappeared. You wouldn't be telling anyone about how you wouldn't sell it. You would be thinking about the people that took it, what they could be doing. Because see, you're not going to put yourself into something you had nothing to do with. Right? That's what I'm trying to say. It's hard for a lot of people to, you know, to get the gist of all of this. Because you're focused on Don and Candace and their missing child. You're not thinking about what you would do if you were in that situation. And you know, you got to put yourself there. That's what law enforcement does. Law enforcement doesn't say, okay, what would these guys do? They say, what would we do and under these circumstances? And that, you know, what would the normal people do? We've got 1,000 cases of this. 1,000. So, you know, what does the typical people do? What does the people that are guilty do differently than what the people that are guilty do? Right? What does the guilty parties do that the unguilty ones don't do? Now, you take a person that's truly got a missing child, and they do not implicate themselves in it because they know they had nothing to do with it. They're implicating themselves in, you know, every scenario but them. Right? Unless you direct it at them. Unless you direct it. I mean, Doug didn't say, Donald, did you sell your child? No, he said, do you think that it could have been sold? And Donald immediately implicated himself into that. Well, that isn't what the normal person with a true missing child would have done. They would have been thinking, what could that bastard have done? What reason? You know, sure, that could be the reason that someone took the child. Because see, you're not thinking about you being the criminal. You know you're not. You're thinking about who is the damn criminal. It just don't work like that, you know. And there's no pain. There's no pain in the Wells voices. The Wells they put on a big act. I mean, you don't do what the Wells have done with the missing child unless you fucking, unless you know. Trust me. They know. My opinion, they know. No doubt, there's no doubt in my mind, and I'm sure there's none in law enforcement's mind. Right? Law enforcement ain't sitting there saying who did this. Law enforcement's sitting there saying, how the hell do we prove it. Right? They already know. They're just working on proving it. There you go. Whether everybody likes to believe it or not, I hear there's going to be an indictment. So they must have enough for something. I mean, that's word, that's word through the grapevine on the street is there's going to be, prosecution. So, I'm explaining this as good as I can to people that, the Wells indeed are fucking up and looking guilty as hell. And, for those that are, those who are in the chat, those in the chat that have, a normal thinking and are fully educated and everything, you're going to understand what I'm telling you. You're going to understand that, and for those that's able to put their feet in other people's shoes, you're going to fully understand what I'm trying to tell you, where these people are messing up at, right? You don't turn something that's an accident that, wandering off would have been an accidental situation. You don't turn that into something criminal. You don't turn that into criminal. I'm telling you, that is a human's guilty conscience. Because see, they know that whatever went down was criminal. Right? They know that it was criminal. They let you know that it was criminal. A lot of people don't catch on to that stuff, but law enforcement does. And people that, study the law and stuff and know the law. And a lot of people that are just logical minded understand what I'm saying. Up there on that hill, it's hard to say what was going on, right? It's hard to say what was going on up there on that hill. It's very hard to say. That's right. We will not tolerate anyone talking to PG that way. What way was they talking to me? I'm no longer free when you talk stupid. You get them, girl. You get them. Anyway.
PG, can you allow Arctic to block all these trolls when they come in here talking crazy stuff?
I'm going to tell you something. I got some good mods, and I leave it up to them. Sometimes they toss people around in there, and I love my mods because the hunters become the hunted with my mods, right? They come over here hunting, and my mods start hunting them. It's funny as hell, but it's up to them. You know, over here it's like America. Unless they get really, really, really bad, we don't block or time out or anything like that. And one thing for sure over here, man, you could talk about summer all you want to talk about summer. You can unless you're saying something bad, then you getting your ass out of here. But you know, as long as you're saying all good stuff, hey, you are both welcome. It's better I don't know. Yeah, because I probably get their ass myself, right? You know, they just upset. I'm gonna tell you something about haters. They just upset because they can't wrap their brain. They can't wrap their brain around what is being said, right? They don't have. I mean, like some people. Oh well, that ain't the same scenario. Um, it is this. You know, it ain't the same. It ain't the same questions, but it is the same scenario. I mean, the actions are the same. The outcome is the same. You know, for Dawn and Candace, both of them. You know, you don't turn. You don't keep. Dawn and Candace like playing the victims in all of this. They like playing the victims, and indeed, they are not the victims, right? Indeed, they are not the victim. Summer Moon Utah Wells is the victim. She is the victim. Her and her brothers, right? They are the victim. They always have been the victim. Not Donald and Candace are no victims, right?
PG, I gotta go down for a second, and then I'll come back up on this other side over here.
All right. Exactly. It's exactly. They ain't got enough brains to reach. Amen. That's what it is. You know, some people, I'm going to tell you something. Candace was bawling her eyes out, acting like, you know, hugging this picture. I don't know how many other people seen it, but she's hugging this picture of Summer, my baby. And then all of a sudden she tells why she's really crying. Jenna was my friend. How could you turn on me like that? That was my friend. It wasn't about Summer. It was about Jenna, right? It's about Jenna. That is the shit that was pissing us all off from day one. Hasn't ever been about Summer, right? Hasn't ever been about Summer for them. Molly, I appreciate this. This is about Summer, not about Donnie or Candy. We could care less about them. God would deal with them. Amen. Absolutely. God will. God will deal with them. God will deal with them. But you know, getting Summer justice, Summer needs to be found. She needs to be found. But if justice has to come before Summer can be found, then let it come, right? I mean, if law enforcement has to convict the guilty parties before getting them, being able to get them to talk and actually tell where Summer's at, then let it be done, right? Let it be done. We aren't up here just to, we're not up here just to, put up pictures of Summer and everything. We're up here on this panel to, to point out all the indiscrepancies that the Wells are making that could possibly help law enforcement. I mean, tonight we could have called out some things that law enforcement says, oh, wow, that's true, right? We didn't think of this. Add it to the list. And that could help. That could help, help get a faster prosecution or a more, solid prosecution, right? That's what we're here for. We're here to help Summer. That's why we do what we do. That's why we keep going over and over and over things, because every time we go over it, you could go over something 100 times and miss things that could be the very key to what, to what law enforcement needs to crack this case. Right. Anything that we can do for Summer is not wasted time. It's not wasted. Everything we did here tonight was not wasted. Right? Donald is trying to hide from his own angel story. From his own angel story. He didn't want to tell it. He didn't want to talk about it. That's what I'm talking about. We need to, keep that understood. Hey, girl, I'm bringing you up. If you want to close camera, you can. Do you hear me, Lisa? I said, if you want to close the camera, I'm bringing you a palm panel.
Okay.
I don't know if you want your people to say, oh no, PG, you let everybody see me. So I try to warn everyone before I bring you up. And no, Don can't hide from God. You got that right, hon. Tennessee Blonde, you're right. He can't hide from God. If nobody else gets him, God will. They ain't running free. They're running scared. Yeah, I totally agree. Divine justice. Absolutely.
Wow. It's not that. Oh. Okay.
Sorry, Whistle.
Yes, it was. It was my little messages.
Oh yeah, they've got to, from my understandings, they're putting the paperwork together as we speak. I heard a conviction is coming. So they must have screwed up big time, right? But like I said, tonight we pointed out how they've been screwing up. And this is exactly what's going to get them, I think is what's going to get them prosecuted, to be honest with you. I don't think law enforcement's looking anywhere else but at 110 Ben Hill Road. That's my opinion. I heard Don say that they closed the case on the 14th, but from my understandings, they were getting ready to close it. It wasn't closed. That's to my understandings. It was getting ready to be closed. It had not been closed. So, I don't know. That's another where Don Wells wasn't keeping his story straight, because he kept saying they were ready to close the case, that it had not. Now he's saying, oh no, on the 14th it was closed. So, they tell different stories, right? They tell different stories. So, they might not have to testify against each other, but Grandis would. Grandis would have to testify against Candace, because mothers don't have that, husbands, have privilege, privileges that um, that mothers don't have, right? I mean, you know, a dad, a dad, if you're married and something's going wrong during a pregnancy, the man can say, save the wife or save the child, right? He can pick to save the wife or save the child. A mother don't get to do that. A mother doesn't get to do that. You know, a mother can't say, oh, I'm their mother, so I don't have to testify against them. Or the daughter say, that's my mother, I don't have to testify. No. But a husband and wife, I don't see that. I don't see that. I don't think there should be, I don't think there should be, I don't think that kind of power should be in anyone's hands, to be honest with you. I don't think the power should be in a husband's hands, whether you can live or die during the birth of a child. I don't think no one should hold that power. And just the same with a wife. I don't think a wife should be allowed to, end her husband. I don't think that, that should be allowed, right? And it's not, if if you sign up paperwork before you're married. If you sign up paperwork, that he has no rights to, to your medical, and you have no rights to his. You know, prenuptial agreements, things like that. That's what I'm talking about. And in today's world, I highly suggest that before you get married, that you do consult a lawyer, and you do cover all your assets from the other person, and that you do make sure they have no say over your medical whatsoever. Right? They can't pull a plug on you. And I highly suggest that you also put in there that they cannot get no type of insurance upon you. Period. Right? They're going to marry you for love, or they're going to hit the bricks. That's just what it is, right? It's just what it is. I mean, if they really love you, they won't mind signing all that paperwork up and getting, if you're what they really want, they're going to have no problem signing up the paperwork for a lawyer. You ain't going to have no problem signing the paperwork for them. This is a cruel world, a very evil world we live in. Nobody knows nobody. I think that, like, say for instance, my fiance. If my fiance, if my fiance can, if he wants to donate, his organs, that's up to him. That's his body, his choice. If he wants to, be cremated instead of buried, that's his choice, right? I mean, and I'm sure that, you know, he's a big boy and he's able to, you know, he's a big boy. He's able to make his own decisions, and he can do that in writing, and you know, that will be carried out. And I'm more than happy, you know, to sign the paperwork that, you know, he's in charge of his own body, mind, and soul to do whatever he wants with it. And he can name, you know, he can name whoever he wants in his family as, you know, as overseer to make sure all of that gets carried out for him. You know, if something happens where there's a decision to be made, I'd rather his family make it. I don't want to make it, right? And I don't want him or his family making any decisions for me. I want my family to make the decision. There you go. That's
Sorry,
just,
I was laughing at a chat Dill over here.
that just is what it is. This is those women are complete idiots. I'm pretty sure I know who she's talking about. Mandala says, whoever gifted me a membership, take it back. I could take it from you right now. Block. It's gone. Right? It's gone. It just went back. It just went back. I blocked them, hun, so you're good. Right? Your membership is gone. There you go.
Was it trying to come from the farm over there?
Yeah. Hey, hun, you don't have to ask me twice. Right? Don't have to ask over here twice. Your wish was our command. All right? There you go.
Right?
Steel toe boot right in the ass. You lost that membership and everything else. All right?
They'll be trying to sneak over here from Daisy's.
Well, you know, when something's unappreciated, you know what I'm saying? No.
Right.
That person was just, you know, obviously appreciates nothing. And it is what it is. I mean, if you don't appreciate Summer's channel, why the hell did you even come over here to begin with? Right? I mean, if you feel more comfortable sitting over there with the devil, right? If you feel more comfortable sitting over there with the devil, the people that support criminals, the people that, you know, support the very two people, you know, the very two people that made those children's lives a living fucking hell. Summer's life was made a living hell from the day she came here, right? She had a mom that didn't want her. A mom that didn't even want her. Donald plainly stated that Candace did not want her. That him and Grandis had to take care of Summer because Candace did not even want to hold her or anything until Summer was like up walking, talking. I mean, just recently. just recently, from what Dom Wells said, Candace was actually starting to even be around Summer. So, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. I see you, hon. I'll bring you up. Do you want to leave your camera open or closed?
Who we got coming up here?
Lightning Blue.
Oh,
Hello.
Hello. How you doing, hon?
Good. On No Thanks channel last night,
Mm-hmm.
Don basically told what happened. If you go listen to the timestamp at -36 towards the end and listen about how he's talking about alcohol and 3 people got killed on New Year's Eve because of alcohol. And then when he ended saying it, he was like, there you go.
There you go. What?
That's all he said. There you go. He was talking about how the friends that something happened on New Year's Eve and 3 friends were drinking and killed each other and this, that, and the other. And he said, and alcohol, and there you go. And he kind of made Doug listen to him. He said, look, listen. And to me, it was kind of like he was telling us without telling us.
Summer didn't pass away on New Year's Eve.
No. He was talking about this last year, and he was saying something like about how they was drinking a lot and they were doing other things and this, that, and the other. And he said, in alcohol, he said, look, listen, this past New Year's Eve, there were some friends that got in a wreck or they were all over the place and they were killing each other. He said, people kill each other over alcohol. And then he said, there you go. But at the time when Summer passed, they were drinking a lot of alcohol. If you listen, it makes sense.
I think Don Wells is trying to get out of what he didn't want to talk about on Doug's. And that was the angel visiting him. And TBI asked Don Wells if he indeed, because Don Wells told the interview panel that about, people saying he sold Summer or whatever. Then all of a sudden he said, well, actually TBI asked.
It was like leading up to the conversation about Candace drinking and all the drinking they were doing. And
Candace usually don't start drinking. Candace doesn't start drinking until 5:30, 6 o'clock every day. 5:30, 6 o'clock.
What I'm trying to say is, I don't know how to say it. You got to listen to it. Talking about how they were drinking a lot at the time when Summer went missing. And they had talked about how that day and then leading up to it. And he goes, now listen, we were drinking a lot of alcohol at the time and this, that, and the other. And then talking about how people kill each other over alcohol and alcohol, like maybe kind of alluding to maybe someone was drinking and hurt her.
I don't believe that because I'll tell you why.
Talking about Candace.
They were seen. For one, they went to the hospital early that morning. Then they went to the smoke shop. And from the smoke shop, they went to another smoke shop. And from that smoke shop, they went and dropped off Grandis's prescription. And then after dropping off her prescription, they went to Warriors Park. And from Warriors Park, they went from there to the slushy place to get slushies. And from the slushy place, Sonic's, from Sonic's, they went to back over to pick up Grandis's prescriptions. And from there, they went to the grocery store. And then from the grocery store, they dropped off Hunter. Now we're at 2:30. They didn't even get home till 3-something. Close to 3:30.
Didn't they drink Twisted Teas that day?
No, they got one twisted T, and law enforcement, law enforcement got the video footage of, everything they got set up on the counter and so forth. There's surveillance of that, and also receipts. There's receipts, and because there's surveillance to show the time, and then they'll go from that surveillance time to the receipt time, and they'll tell exactly what Candace got. There's always backup receipts. So they only got one twisted tea that day.
Yeah, but
And Hunter drank that. So
okay, there was a lot of the timeline. There was a lot of the timeline missing. In 3 to 4 hours, you can get inebriated very quickly.
The timeline that's missing is 3 hours. Actually, from 3:30 to 6:30.
Okay.
That's what's missing.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. In 3 hours, you can get pretty inebriated.
Um,
And I'm wondering if Candace didn't do something to her.
Well, now, and during that 3 hours, this is whatever happened, in my opinion, was covered up, right? We know that it was covered up.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It's going to take time to cover it up. I mean, you're not going to cover something like this up in 20 or 30 minutes. You got to take this person. You got to go find somewhere to stash them. You got to, make it back to where you're at. This is time consuming.
Okay, well, I was just, it caught me as funny, and it like sent chills up my spine when I heard him say it like that. Like he wanted to listen to that part.
Really, they had about an hour between 3:30 and 4:30. They had about an hour to get really, if that was the case. They had 1 hour to get super intoxicated. I don't see that happening. I mean, I'm sure you've been out partied before. I've been out partying. I know I have. But, it takes us longer than that to get intoxicated, right? She dropped. So, no, I don't buy that scenario at all.
I don't either, because you know what? That didn't even make any sense, really, PG.
Well,
what did that have to do with New Year's Eve? I mean,
right.
That ain't even part of the timeline.
That's the stuff Donald plays. That's the stuff he plays. And I'm going to tell you now,
He didn't even say that was part of the timeline.
People don't kill each other over alcohol. No. Now, other substance maybe, but not alcohol. I haven't not ever seen one person. I have not ever seen one person say, give me that drink or I'm going to, get you. That, I ain't never, that's just crazy right there. That's insane. No, maybe something else, but not alcohol. I mean, I don't think anyone's ever been robbed for a bottle of beer, right?
Is this the lady that was on Josh's panel the other day?
I don't know. I understand where she's coming from. I mean, if we wouldn't have been so far advanced in all of this, like we are, and haven't been doing so much research and everything, I would have been like, or if I was just, if I was just looking for click, likes, and views, I would have been like, Miss Daisy would have been like, oh, really? Yeah, that could be. I don't know. Because that's what Daisy does. She's a people pleaser. Over here, we're not. I mean, over here, we really do what needs to be done for Summer. We try to keep the truth on the table, and because that's what solid truth is, the only thing that's going to find Summer, bring her home, and get justice. Right, Don Wells? And the truth is, nobody's ever, the alcohol shit, yeah, people get intoxicated and they wreck cars, and yeah, they, every day, drunk drivers kill people, right? They kill people every day. They tear up their cars, they tear up everything. Alcoholics can be dangerous. I'm not going to lie about that. Yes, they can. But I don't believe, I don't believe that has any bearings on what happened in this case at all. I don't. I think what has bearings on this case is what the Wells don't want to talk about, the timeline. Donald no longer wants to talk about his angel, right, Donald? Won't you pop your ass up here and tell us all about your 2 sessions with an angel, right? Won't you do that? Won't you come up here and explain that to us? No, that cowardly ass bastard ain't gonna come up here and explain none of that, because he knows it's bullshit. And that's where he told us the truth, right, Donald? That's where you're telling the truth, is where you don't want to talk about no more, because you done slipped up and fucked up. And what was tended was carried out. So, now we got to figure out why it was carried out. Why? Was it for money? I mean, she was sold. Or was it for other reasons? Was it because she was getting ready to go to school, might tell something, they couldn't take the risk? Maybe she threatened to tell something or had been threatening, and they couldn't allow that to get out. Could it have been something wrong that they couldn't take her to a doctor for, because that means prison sentence? Something. I mean, it's something, right? Soul could be the key, right? It could be the key. And I don't think Don and Candace Wells has learned that some things just ain't for fucking sale, right? Like other human beings, like their daughter.
Hey, he tried to sell little Donnie when he was little, so.
And if indeed, and that's why Mary came out. Mary came out because of what Donald done in the past. And she thought this possible, And I'm going to tell you another thing I've been thinking about, Lisa. There's no way in hell that Pam and Donald didn't know what was going on in that fucking garage.
Oh,
There's
I know.
no way in hell that they did not know about what was going on in that garage. Especially after one man, a homeless fucker, had already been put in prison for doing these children that way.
Yep.
They definitely knew what was going on in that garage with them babies being touched. It sounds to me like it's possibility that that's why they befriended people, homeless people with children and stuff. It's very possible that, they have been making money off of that kind of disgustingness for a long time, right?
Right.
And the Wells definitely there's a picture out there. There's a picture. Well, I'm not going to talk about this picture because I'm just not going to do it. Does it have a bearing on things? Yes, it does, but not in, I'm not bringing it up, but it is what it is. But here's a comment that Candace made last night in Doug's chat. Don and Candace Wells. Oh, I can tell the truth, but Don doesn't know the timeline. He was at work. This is Candace trying to protect Donald as Donald stood on the panel and he tried to protect her as well, right? He was fighting like hell to protect her. Even when Doug was talking about, you know, her being with Benny and Ernie and Hunter and doing the things she did and you know, and Don sat there and I mean he swallowed that shit like, you know, like she's still a saint no matter what she did, right? Well, I'm gonna tell you.
PG, even whenever it was told to Pam about those kids being
Let me,
little, I didn't believe it.
But we're going to take a vote tonight because, you know, women, ladies, all my daughters, listen, but for real, we got a lot of ladies in here, a lot of ladies in this chat right now. And I'm going to ask you a question. And then I want you to put a 1 or 2 in the chat. I'm going to ask you a question about your husband or boyfriend. Now, I know you all have a husband and boyfriend. If you don't, you did at some point. Or a better half. You got a better half. Here's what I'm asking. If your better half try to put you in jail for someone else, if your better half try to put you in jail for someone else, or your better half was running around with the way Candace was with these different people, and your better half said, well, you know, they love you, but they're not in love with you. And they were doing all these things to you that was being done to Don Wells. Here's what I want you to answer me. Number one, would you keep them? Would you keep them and suck up that kind of disrespect? Or 2, would you dump their ass? If you would dump them and get rid of them in a heartbeat, put a 2. But if you'll keep them and put up with that kind of misery and disrespect, put a 1. So you tell me what you would do. Yeah, exactly. There you go. There you go. Absolutely, ladies. Absolutely. You would not tolerate it for 5 seconds. Oh, wow. Check out the 2s. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, a bunch of them.
I smack them in the face. I smack them in the face. They said, dump. That one was, Sissy said 2. One said 3. I guess they wouldn't have to worry about getting dumped. Right? They wouldn't even have to worry about getting no dump. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. I'm telling you. No, absolutely not. You're not going to take that. You're not going to take it. And I'm going to be honest with you. It'd be a 2 for me as well. It'd be a 2 for me. Maybe the 3. Maybe the 3, because the 3 is like, you know, they might not get to leave. Right? They might not get to leave. That'd be a hard one. Fuck around, you won't be around. Yeah, that's right. Better dig 2, right? Better dig 2. You and your new partners gonna need some place to be put, right? Gonna have a big ass flower garden that year. Exactly. Yeah, yeah. But I'm gonna tell you something. If you know, say for instance, Molly, Molly said, I'm sorry, I've got to take back that too. I'm kind of desperate these days. That is funny as hell. That is hilarious. I like that, Molly. That was hilarious. That's a good one. Oh, God. Yeah. Molly's hilarious, right? That is some funny shit. He said, no way, we're not going to let you. Ain't going to let you take it back. We have hope for you, Molly. We're holding out for you. Oh my God. I needed that laughter. Molly's funny as hell. Oh God. Anyway, you sound like a robot, Lisa.
Hold on, it's the cat wheezing. I can hear him wheezing. I'm at a friend's house tonight and the cat's wheezing, so you can probably hear it.
The cat's name's Weezer. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So I'm feeding Avatar. Am I still feeding through it? Yep.
Cat.
Some reason I'm feeding through your avatar. Lisa, I'm feeding through your avatar, hon.
My what?
I'm feeding through your I can hear myself coming through yours, Mike. Are you clicked out of YouTube?
The other one, yeah, I should be.
Okay, it's better now. It's better now.
Okay.
What? No, I can still hear myself.
Okay, hang on. Let me get out of here. And I'll come back up.
Okay. All right. Yes, I'll put a link in there for you, girl. There we go. Yeah, that's true. That's true. She doesn't want out. That is true. And she can't get out anyway. The only way you're going to stay with someone, that does you as bad as she was doing, to Donald, is as if they got something on you. And really, I think the only reason, I think Candace really did like Ernie. I think she had it bad for Ernie. And I think I'm bringing you up, Lisa. Okay, girl. You're on panel.
All right.
But I think the only reason that she is not, well, for one, Ernie don't want her. But, I think another reason why, Candace ain't jumping out there to something else is because, she's afraid of what Donald will say as well. I mean, if you conspire together to do something criminal, one's got something over the other. I mean,
Does that sound better?
yes, a lot better. What's going to happen is you're going to say, hey, like Donald, for instance,
Kitty, kitty.
how would you like to sit your dumb ass in jail? And she'd say, well, how about, your ass be in jail too? Right? You see it all the time. You see it all the
Is that how
time.
they're fixing to go down?
Exactly. They don't want to go down, right? And James, let me see. I got to see you, buddy.
Ooh, I'm turning my camera off.
Your forehead ain't going to do it. I got to see your face. I got to be able to see your face, James. I can only see your forehead. It's dark in there.
I've seen how horrible I looked on video, so I turned my video off.
I could only see James' forehead. I'm sorry, but I can't lay him up. I can't see his face.
Oh no, I hope he ain't another one of those predators.
Yeah, Ernie did. Ernie did try for Summer. I got to give Ernie that. I got to give that to Ernie. Right?
The PG cover the screen.
Yeah. James got the tweezers now. He had some funny stuff.
Where did this John guy come from? Because he ain't even in chat.
Ernie's like, yeah. Ernie's like, Ernie tried, but not hard enough. Ernie's like, when it came to going fishing in the dark, naked, he's like, no, hell no. Run, Forrest, run. He was gone. Right? Now Ernie was gone. That's true. Yeah, it's just
Hey,
a
but
forehead.
he's been on Daisy's talking to Candace.
Yeah, Ernie's not a team player. He wasn't taking one for the team. He had like Benny. Benny. Oh God. Oh God. Benny took one for the team, right? Wished he didn't, but he wished he didn't, but he did. Right? Oh shit. The Wells really got him. That was funny shit. He should have took one for the team. That is funny. Yeah, Ernie did. He got gone. That's the truth. He ran like hell, didn't he? He had Benny in his pissy pillow. Yeah, that was the funniest thing I ever seen. Oh God. Yeah, he did lose his mind, didn't he? He didn't even do as much as Benny and lost his mind. That was crazy. Remember he went up there with a pizza and tripped over the wheelchair? he, went, he went up there with a pizza. He went up there with a pizza and broke his leg on old Granny's wheelchair. That was some funny shit, right? He broke his leg. them guys were a trip. I was watching. I have front seat to that one, right? I was watching it in the dark.
That could have been put on America's Funniest Home Videos, you know.
I mean, we seen it right here on PG's, right? PG's Comedy Central. That was some funny stuff. Yeah. Maybe he did. Maybe he did take as much as Penny almost. Nothing topped the pissy pillow though. Nothing. That pissy pillow was that was bad. and then I don't understand it, right? I don't understand it because like Benny's all mad at PG, right? He's all mad at me. All upset. I wasn't the one that hugged and kissed it and all and stuff, right? It was him. I was just calling it out. Why is he getting mad at me when he's the one that did it, right?
Right.
He's like, take it back, PG. Take it back. I'm like, how can I take back the truth, dude? That's crazy. I just don't understand. I don't understand how you get all upset with me when he did it. Right? Crazy. Yeah, you want me to take it back. No way.
Say the B said said Ernie's first appearance was on PG's panel standing behind an apartment.
It was a meat lovers. He went all out. It was a meat lovers. He went all out on it. She wouldn't even open the door because he had his buddy with him. She told him, "Come along, come along, or don't come at all." Right? He had his friend up there. But I tell you, I'm going to tell you something that was weird about that pizza. The friend, Ernie was going to take a slice, and the friend's like, "No, don't eat it. Don't eat it." All right? I was like, oh, damn. Candace dodged a bullet. Right? What the hell was in there that they didn't want, that they didn't want Ernie eating it? What? Why? I mean, if it was a good pizza, why not let him eat it, right? That was crazy. What the hell was in it?
Right.
Like,
I got telling with Candace.
Right. Remind me not to ever trust them around my pizza. All right.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, what the hell? But yeah, because Ernie was going to have a piece, remember? And that dude with her says, with him was like, don't eat that. No, don't eat it. I'm like, whoa, what did you do to it? Right? That was crazy. Then he tripped over the wheelchair and nobody could eat it anyway because it hit the ground with him. That was insane.
That would have been so funny. They should have put that on America's Funniest Home Videos. Candace would have got some money off of that one.
That might, yeah, that might have been what happened to the dogs. I don't know. That was some funny stuff, there, you guys. It made me laugh. Right. Anyway,
Candace probably stood there laughing at him.
right. That was a woman with him named Lisa Marie. That is funny as hell. Yeah. I don't know what was in that pizza. I just know he didn't want Ernie eating it. Oh, is Benny out of jail?
Yeah, he got out this morning, I think.
Probably on his
His
own
mother
reconnaissance.
bonded him out.
Nah, sometimes they'll let you out on your own reconnaissance if it ain't too bad. So must not have been too bad.
I think it was AB talking about him or something like that. I did a sneak preview on AB, and he was talking about Benny. I can't stand that guy talking, but anyway, I had to check it out.
How you doing, Facts Only? How you doing, hun? Oh yeah, I'm sure. If he needed gotten out, I'm sure Mommy did bail him out.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
she did.
1,500 bail to get out.
Didn't he go on a harassment charge?
Yeah, yeah, he was. From what I heard, he's correct. Well, it was on. It was on a live. Somebody, he was out here on YouTube doing it. Right? Benny's crazy, man. He's crazy.
Yeah, he is.
He
I laughed
cracks
so
up.
hard one night. PG, he was doing a live, and he was making all kinds of faces and pulling up whatever Jody Sue was saying, and I just died laughing.
And somebody said, "Did Don see what Candace wrote?" He did now. All right, he did
Yep,
now.
he did now. He'd be telling Candace, "Shut up. You ain't supposed to put that out there." Or he might be telling her good job.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, she wrote this. Oh, I can tell the truth, but Don doesn't know the timeline. He was at work. So why don't you tell the truth? Why don't you tell the timeline, right? If you can tell it. I
Probably
don't.
because Donnie keeps her
He
quiet about it.
She's over there up on daisies all the time. She could tell anything she wants. No, she ain't telling because she
Oh,
don't
you
want
mean
to
he
tell.
ain't controlling her anymore?
Candace don't want to talk about that timeline, and Don don't want to talk about that timeline because they think that's the only thing saving their asses. When indeed, it's not saving their ass at all. It's not saving their ass at all. It's just letting law enforcement understand how fucking guilty they are by not wanting to talk about it, right?
That's
These
right.
people, I'm telling you, they are, criminal minded. They are, but they're not criminal smart. I mean, they don't have the education to, to fool law enforcement. Hell no. I mean,
have
there's
a question,
people out
PG.
there to get away with stuff, but they're not going to get away. Trust and believe that.
PG, I was talking to someone else this morning. Why does it seem like Donnie and Candace are like, I don't know how to word this, but they seem like they're involved in quite a few murders. They were supposed to have been involved in this Jose guy's murder that Don got the white truck from. They were supposedly supposed to have been involved in Rose's murder. And now Summer's murder. That's 3 different murders, ain't it?
I'm not sure about Rose. I don't cover Rose's case.
Right.
I don't, Rose is a case that it has come up on here, but it's not something that, I've really got down and, researched or done a whole lot on. I mean, I've done some, I've done, I've looked at some of the articles and stuff, that came out about the time she went missing and all the things like that. But it's not something I have overly gotten into.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, I don't think that they had anything to do with Rose.
I don't either.
I don't think that, it bothered Candace a bit. What happened to, about her sister or whatever, because Allie said that, Candace said some really terrible things when her mom would cry a little bit about Rose. Candace would, basically say, quit sniveling around, called Rose a bee and stuff like that. So, and that's, Allie was there, so Allie should know. I'm not so sure. Yeah, Benny's a pizza guy. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so, like I said, I haven't really got into that. So
Well,
that
I was
particular
just
case.
asking because
So I have no
that
idea.
was brought to my attention this morning.
Right. Yeah. And well, everybody's heard it too. Yeah, I understand. But no, I don't, when it comes to Jose, I don't think, I think Jose could have told us a lot more than he did. And I think that could have been somewhat, once they figured out where he was, it could have been somewhat, somewhat the reasoning for him, no longer being with us. Yes, absolutely. Because there's been a few people that, just fell over.
Right. They died off,
I
And I
mean,
noticed that all of them that was surrounding Summer's case that were coming out and talking, they were dying off.
Jerry, I know Jerry he got gone. Jose got gone. Leslie, the very woman that Hunter was staying with, just out of nowhere, got gone.
Yep.
Another woman, another girl, young lady. Well, she wasn't really young, but another lady in the cake got gone. Yeah, there's been quite a few, if you ask me. But I'm not so sure, I don't think Don and Candace has anything to do with it. I think that, someone else is behind a lot of all of that stuff. So.
But I remember hearing Tim Mullins say something about Tim Mullins can make people disappear.
To be honest with you, I think Don and Candace is nothing but a couple flunkies trying to feel powerful off of someone else's power.
Right.
If you ask me, that's what I think. I think that Don and Candace, got fucking used. They ain't nothing but a couple of flunkies that as I said, it's kind of like, the king and the servants, right? If the servant gets really close to the king, then they think they got a little bit of power, which they don't have none at all. They just ain't that damn smart to see it. But, I think the Wells are kind of like the brown nosers to it all, if you ask me.
Right.
That's what I personally believe. But and they might want to watch their own backs. Right?
Right.
They might want to watch their own backs in all of this. So I don't know. It is what it is. I think so too, Stephanie. I don't know what they had planned for Jackie, but I'm sure it was not good. I'm sure it was not good. Matter of fact, I asked Andy, and he couldn't answer the question, right? He couldn't answer the question. So yeah, Jose passed away. Yeah, he definitely did. I actually called on the funeral home that took care of him, and he absolutely did pass away. And I did see the obituary. Matter of fact, I left a comment, a rest in peace for Jose. Only me and one other YouTuber. It wasn't a creator. It was just a YouTuber, a normal in chat YouTuber that was kind enough to leave something on his in his obituary section. So that was really sad. I got it somewhere in my content. I'll see if I could pull it out next time we're up here. I'll pull it. I'll find it. It's in my somewhere in all my files, but I would have to go look for it. That could take a long time. So when I do find it, I definitely pull it up for you. I'll try to get it in next time I'm here, God willing, tomorrow night. But
You see that cat, PG?
Yeah, I do. That's a cute one, ain't it? Oh, it's got blue eyes. The cat's got blue eyes. It's a cute cat. How you doing, Beth? How you doing tonight, sweetie? All right. Beth just coming in. I feel bad because I'm getting ready to go out of here. Yeah, I know there's a lot of questions, but he really is. He really is. I even called the funeral home. Yeah, I really did. And yes, it was him. I talked with the people there. So yeah. we do our research here, right? We definitely do our research here. And that could be so, Stephanie. I agree. I agree. There's some stuff going on. I often wonder about, like what Lisa said about the other house. And I know there's no way. What I'm saying is, if there's something going on out back of your home in a garage, you're going to know what the hell's going on. That's what I'm saying. So, and Don, actually, he don't ever know what's going on. Donald knows a hell of a lot more than he would like for people to believe, right? Don Wells is a bullshitter, a manipulator, and a damn good one. With you know with the average people that don't know people like him, right? I mean, if you haven't ever been blessed enough to, I guess, be screwed over by people like the Wells, then of course you're not going to know people like that, and you're not going to understand what you're dealing with, right? So those are the kind of people they prey upon. The ones that's not, they don't see it coming. Yeah, her secret codes. Molly, you're on a roll. You're so funny. That's some funny shit right there.
I'm gonna go get that paperwork tomorrow. I think I either have to go to juvenile court or up to DHS to get it, but I'm gonna get that paperwork, and I'll snapshot it and send it to you. It's that right address, I promise you.
Yeah, girl, we know it was because he finally had to admit it, right? He had to admit it once he found out you could get that paperwork. Then he knew he's going to be a big fat liar. A big fat liar. And he knew he didn't want people seeing that shit. Absolutely not. Oh, I appreciate that, Lady Q. Prayers to those that need them. God's got this, y'all, and He's got us. Thanks for all you do, PG Mods. Summer Strong. Good night, all. God bless. Prayer power. Amen. There is power in prayer. That's God's honest truth. Amen. All right, we're going to get out of here. I'm going to ask everybody, please, please, please keep those prayers going up for Sweet Summer. Please keep those prayers going up because we know God's listening. God is listening. And from our lips to His ears, keep those prayers going up. God is making things come to the light now. The Wells, Don, Candace, you guys have really messed up. I don't think you know how bad. But if you did, you'd be awful worried. Trust and believe that. But anyway, keep those prayers going up. God's answering. This baby deserves to be found. This baby deserves justice against the people that did this heinous crime. So please keep those prayers going up, everybody. And keep them going up for one another. Keep them going up for one another. If you get time, throw a prayer in there for PG and mine. I surely appreciate it. I surely appreciate it. And I appreciate, I can't see who gave the memberships tonight, but hey, I appreciate that too. Supporting Summer's channel. That is an awesome way to support Summer's channel here is through the memberships. Definitely. It's less than a cup of coffee, and it allows everybody to it basically separates the sheep from the wolves as well, right? We had a whoop in here tonight. When that membership popped up, we were able to get them out of here. So that's what it does, and that's a great way to support Summer, and I so appreciate that. Whoever did that for however many people tonight. My mods are able to see I wasn't, but I certainly appreciated it. God bless. And the best way to support not just Summer, but everyone else as well is with prayers. Prayers are free. It's something money can't buy, and it's worth way more than money or anything else you can ever give a human, is to pray for them. There is no better gift on the face of this earth other than Jesus Christ, right? Who came here, died for us so we could live. That's the only other gift that is better than prayers going up to God's ears with your name attached to it, asking for God to watch over you. And it's free. So definitely keep sending those prayers up for Summer. Keep sending them up for one another. And as I said, if you get time, send some up for PG and mine. I am definitely praying for everyone here. I don't know what everybody needs, but God does. And I hope in the name of Jesus Christ, whatever that is, God shines down upon you and gives that prayer of what you needed to you. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen. That's what I hope for everybody. You know, it's a lot better to love people than to ever hate them. Friends are always better than foes. I wish the world could get along. Everybody was like me, this world would be a beautiful place. Right? Beautiful place. I attack nobody, but I will not be attacked as well. And that's the way God's children should be. That's the way we should be. Good night, everybody. God bless. Hey, Lisa, I appreciate you coming up. I really do, girl, and hanging out with me. Much love.
Much love. You're welcome.
All righty. God willing, we'll meet back up here again tomorrow.
Yep.
Mods, chat, I so appreciate all of you. I appreciate everybody that supports Summer. I honestly appreciate you. And I know Summer does as well. And I know if she was here, she'd thank you. I'm thanking you for her. God bless. Much love. Good night.
Good night.